Maryland fines limits practice test.
Question 1. If involved in an auto accident that results in no injuries, what information should drivers exchange?
Personal information. Insurance information. Driver's license information. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
All of these answers are correct.
Question 2. If a Maryland driver collides with an unattended vehicle, he or she is required to
stay at the scene until the vehicle's owner arrives. Leave a detailed note with contact information in an obvious location. Call 911. Call his or her insurance agent.
Answer.
Leave a detailed note with contact information in an obvious location.
Question 3. Maryland drivers who are under the age of 18 or who hold a learner's permit or provisional license may not
use any type of cell phone while driving. Talk to passengers while driving. Listen to the radio while driving. Eat a snack while driving.
Answer.
Use any type of cell phone while driving.
Question 4. If a Maryland driver collides with a mailbox, he or she is legally required to
call local law enforcement. Leave a detailed note. Replace the property. None of these answers are correct.
Answer.
Leave a detailed note.
Question 5. If a prescription drug warns of side effects such as drowsiness or dizziness,
one should operate a vehicle only with supervision. One should inform police before driving. One should not operate a vehicle. One will be able to operate a vehicle without problems.
Answer.
One should not operate a vehicle.
Question 6. Which of the following are reasons for license cancellation in the state of Maryland?
The request of a minor driver's parent. Fraud while obtaining a license. False information on an application. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
All of these answers are correct.
Question 7. Maryland drivers who hold provisional licenses may operate a vehicle during the curfew period for which of the following reasons?
To and from work. While volunteering. To and from school. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
All of these answers are correct.
Question 8. If the adult who signed a Maryland minor's driver's license application cancels the minor's license by submitting a written request to the MVA's Administrative Adjudication Division,
the driver will incur a fine. The license will be canceled until the driver turns 18. The driver may immediately reply without consent. None of these answers are correct.
Answer.
The license will be canceled until the driver turns 18.
Question 9. After a provisionally licensed underage driver's third traffic conviction, his or her license will be suspended for days and placed on restriction for an additional days.
90, 90, 90, 60, 180, 180, 180, 90.
Answer:
180, 180.
Question 10. All vehicles driven in the state of Maryland must:
Manufacturer after the year 1980. Be insured. Have at least a 6-cylinder engine. None of these answers are correct.
Answer:
Be insured.
Question 11. Which of the following medical conditions must be reported to the Maryland MVA?
Bipolar disorder. Diabetes that requires insulin. Epilepsy. All of these answers are correct.
Answer:
All of these answers are correct.
Question 12. Mopeds may be operated on Maryland roadways where the speed limit is miles per hour or less.
40, 50, 45, 35.
Answer:
50.
Question 13. Which of the following are prohibited while a Maryland driver operates a vehicle?
Cargo lights. Headphones or earbuds. Wristwatches with alarms. Soft drinks.
Answer:
Headphones or earbuds.
Question 14. Who must wear a seatbelt in the state of Maryland?
The driver and all passengers. Anyone seated next to a door. Anyone in the front seat, including the driver. Only the driver.
Answer:
The driver and all passengers.
Question 15. If a Maryland driver is pulled over for excessive swerving and is found to have a back of 0.06%,
he or she may not be convicted of driving under the influence. He or she could be convicted of driving under the influence. He or she may incur an additional fine. His or her mandatory suspension period will be reduced.
Answer:
He or she could be convicted of driving under the influence.
Question 16. All passengers under the age of must wear a seatbelt at all times, regardless of their position in the vehicle.
14, 17, 15, 16.
Answer:
16.
Question 17. Which of the following will legally require Maryland drivers who are involved in an accident to call 911?
One or more drivers does not have a valid license. A driver leaves or tries to leave the scene. Someone is injured. All of these answers are correct.
Answer:
All of these answers are correct.
Question 18. Drugs affect a driver's ability to operate a vehicle by reducing his or her
Concentration. coordination, alertness. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
All of these answers are correct.
Question 19. Which of the following describes Maryland cell phone law?
No cell phone use while driving. No calls but texting is allowed while driving. Only hands-free devices while driving. None of these answers are correct.
Answer.
Only hands-free devices while driving.
Question 20. When a Maryland driver collides with a domestic animal, pets or livestock, he or she is legally required to
immediately notify local police. Pick up the animal and take it to the nearest vet. Locate the animal's owners. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
Immediately notify local police.
Question 21. Which of the following is a requirement of passengers who supervise learning drivers in the state of Maryland?
Must have held a Maryland driver's license for at least 3 years. Must be at least 21 years of age. Must be seated beside the learning driver. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
All of these answers are correct.
Question 22. Which of the following substances could result in a conviction of driving under the influence in the state of Maryland?
Marijuana. Prescription drugs. Over-the-counter cold medications. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
All of these answers are correct.
Question 23. Potential Maryland drivers who are under the age of must obtain the consent of a parent or legal guardian before obtaining a driver's permit or license.
21, 19, 16, 18.
Answer.
18.
Question 24. A Maryland driver who is under the age of 18 and who holds a provisional license will have his or her license revoked upon his or her traffic conviction.
5th, 4th, 6th, 3rd.
Answer.
4th.
Question 25. If a provisionally licensed driver who is under 18 is convicted of 2 traffic violations, his or her license will be suspended for days, then placed on work and school restriction for an additional days.
30, 90, 15, 30, 30, 60, 60, 120.
Answer.
30, 90.
Question 26. Which of the following medical condition is not required to be reported to the Maryland Driver Wellness and Safety Division?
Panic attack disorder. Influenza. Epilepsy. Alcohol dependence.
Answer.
Influenza.
Question 27. A Maryland driver must be at least Years of age to obtain a provisional license.
16, 15, 16.5, 15.5.
Answer.
16.5.
Question 28. Maryland drivers who are under the age of 21 may be required to install an ignition interlocking device upon his or her conviction of driving under the influence of alcohol.
Fourth, second, third, first.
Answer.
First.
Question 29. Before obtaining a Maryland driver's license, a driver must maintain a provisional license for at least months.
18, 9, 3, 6.
Answer.
18.
Question 30. While driving with an instructional permit, Maryland drivers must accumulate at least hours of driving experience.
120, 60, 140, 80.
Answer.
60.
Question 31. If a Maryland driver refuses to follow a police officer's directions during a traffic stop,
he or she will be arrested. Her or she will be asked to cool off. He or she will be allowed to carry on. None of these answers are correct.
Answer.
He or she will be arrested.
Question 32. If a Maryland driver's license is suspended, revoked, or cancelled, he or she must
mail it to his or her local police station, surrender it to the MVA, shred it. None of these answers are correct.
Answer.
Surrender it to the MVA.
Question 33. Any Maryland driver who operates a vehicle inside the state demonstrates implied consent to
submission to chemical testing, search of his or her home, release of his or her medical records. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
Submission to chemical testing.
Question 34. Maryland drivers who hold provisional licenses may not drive between the hours of and for a select list of reasons.
Midnight, 5 a.m. 10 p.m., 4 a.m. 11 p.m., 7 a.m. Midnight, 6 a.m.
Answer.
Midnight, 5 a.m.
Question 35. During the first of provisional licensure, Maryland drivers may not transport any passengers under the age of 18 who are unrelated if unsupervised by an adult licensed driver.
30 days. 6 months. 3 months. 5 months.
Answer.
5 months.
Question 36. Which of the following are alternatives to drinking and driving?
Calling a taxi. Riding with a designated driver. Using public transportation. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
All of these answers are correct.
Question 37. What does the abbreviation CDUS stand for?
Complex drugs substances. Controlled drugs and substances. Controlled dangerous substance. None of these answers are correct.
Answer.
Controlled dangerous substance.
Question 38. A young Maryland driver must maintain a learner's instructional permit for a minimum of before being eligible for a provisional license.
9 months. 6 months. 90 days. 1 year.
Answer.
9 months.
Question 39. When a Maryland driver who is under the age of 18 is operating a vehicle, who must wear seat belts?
The driver and every passenger. Only back seat passengers. Only the driver and front seat passenger. Only the driver.
Answer.
The driver and every passenger.
Question 40. Which of the following exempts a child from being required to be seated in a child safety restraint system?
Weighing over 30 pounds. Measuring at least 3 feet 9 inches tall. Being over the age of 8. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
Being over the age of 8.
Question 41. What types of auto insurance are required in the state of Maryland?
Personal injury. Property damage. Both of these answers are correct. Neither of these answers are correct.
Answer.
Both of these answers are correct.
Question 42. If a Maryland driver refuses to submit to chemical testing,
he or she will be forced to submit to the test. He or she will taken to jail. His or her license will be suspended. He or she will be fined.
Answer.
His or her license will be suspended.
Question 43. Maryland drivers must be at least years of age before he or she applies for a standard driver's license.
18. 21. 16. 19.
Answer.
18.
Question 44. What is Maryland's limit for drunk driving?
0.12%. 0.15%. 0.10%. 0.08%.
Answer.
0.08%.
Question 45. Which of the following is a general guideline to follow when pulled over by a police officer?
Do not argue. Stay in your vehicle with your seat belt on. Turn off your engine and radio. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
All of these answers are correct.
Question 46. Which of the following may be considered an open container under Maryland's open container law?
An empty beer bottle. A six-pack with a missing can. A beer can that has been opened. All of these answers are correct.
Answer.
All of these answers are correct.
Question 47. What is the legal back limit for Maryland drivers who are under the age of 21?
0.00%. 0.03%. 0.08%. 0.01%.
Answer.
0.00%.
Question 48. Which of the following may cause a Maryland driver's drunk driving conviction penalty to be doubled?
A back level of 0.07%. Operating a vehicle you do not own. Transporting a child. None of these answers are correct.
Answer.
Transporting a child.
Question 49. A Type 1 learner's instructional permit is valid for a period of
6 months. 2 years. 90 days. 1 year.
Answer.
2 years.
Question 50. Maryland drivers who are under the age of 18 and hold a provisional license are placed on probation and must, after their first traffic conviction,
retake the driver's permit examination. Notify their parents of their poor driving habits. Pay a $1,000 fine. Complete a driver improvement program.
Answer.
Complete a driver improvement program. Thank you for watching the video and wish you will get your driver license soon.